Go, like me.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. We'll call the City Council meeting of the City of New Ulm to order. Item number 1, consent agenda. Councilors, what are your wishes?
I'll offer a motion to approve those.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2.1, raffles and gambling permit for Sertoma Club.
I'll offer a motion to approve the lawful gambling permit for Sertoma Club to conduct raffles at the New Ulm Country Club, 1 Gulf Drive, Tuesday, January 18th, 2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2.2, bingo and raffles gambling permit for Cathedral of the Holy Trinity.
Motion to approve the issuance of a lawful gambling permit for Cathedral of the Holy Trinity to conduct bingo and raffles gambling at Cathedral of the Holy Trinity, 605 North State on Friday, November 5th, 2021.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3.1, preliminary plat of Oakwoods Heights 4th Subdivision.
Dave Schneeberg, Community Development Director. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the preliminary plat with 3 conditions at their September 30th meeting. The area to be platted is located in Milford Township and not within the New Ulm city limits. And this is a result of a decision that was made back by the city in 2003 to extend our subdivision regulations into portions of Cottonwood and Milford Township. And as a result, the area to be platted is located within that area, and it is therefore subject to the city's subdivision regulations and our subdivision approval process. The area to be platted consists of 2 existing lots, and they directly abut each other. There is a 66-foot wide access and utility easement that provides primarily access to them, and within that access easement is a 22-foot wide roadway. The plat would move the east property line, the south property line of one of the lots from the edge of the easement area into the center of the easement area. And what this would do then is it would assign the respective road ditch areas to the adjoining lots. At the present time, the owner of the existing Lot 4 is responsible for the 2 road ditch areas. So he must cross the road and go on to his neighbor's side of the road and do maintenance. And so this would make things, I guess, cleaner from the standpoint of maintenance and understanding the location of the property lines. The 3 conditions that were identified, one is to pay the platting fee of $210. That's a base fee of $150 and $30 per lot. The second is to provide an electronic file of the plat in an AutoCAD 2016 or newer format. And the third is the owner will secure a lot area variance for the new Lot 2 from the Joint Airport Zoning Board, since the plat will reduce the size of Lot 2 below the 3-acre minimum that we have in that particular zoning district. This property sits below one of the safety zones that exists for the New Ulm Airport, and there is a 3-acre requirement for all lots within that subdivision. The shifting of the property line brings one of the lots, the existing Lot 4, the new Lot 2, below that 3-acre requirement. That would conclude the staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Schnobrick.
That's a really nice area out there. I've been out there a number of times. So I don't see I have any difficulties with this. So I'm going to go ahead and approve with the conditions of preliminary plat of Oakwood Heights 4th subdivision.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3.2, rezoning of property located at 2010 South Broadway.
Okay, at the same planning commission meeting and following a public hearing, the commission unanimously recommended approval of this particular rezoning. This involves a petition that has been submitted by Christopher and Laura Williams to rezone from B1, which is a limited business district, to B2, which is service business district. The property legally described as Lot 2 of Tract A, and the north 50 feet of the balance of Tract A of outlots 476, 477, 451A, and 451B. And if the council is agreeable to this particular rezoning, you should instruct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance for that purpose. The property that we're talking about is generally located north of Park Place Apartments, and it is located west of Hy-Vee and Pizza Ranch. Total land area is approximately 30,000 square feet. There's a single-family dwelling located on the property. There's also an attached garage as well as a detached garage. The single-family dwelling would be considered a legal non-conforming use, given the fact that it was constructed in 1957. The owner is proposing to operate a plumbing business out of the property. And so that particular use does comply with the city's zoning regulations. Might note that the owner currently operates a plumbing business out of their residence, and they have a home occupation conditional use permit to do that. In order to rezone property, the city needs to make one of two determinations, and that is that either the proposed rezoning corrects an error in the original text or map, or whether the proposed rezoning addresses a need arising from a changing condition, trend, or fact affecting the subject property and surrounding area. And I might note that the first criteria does not apply in this particular situation. So it would be necessary to find that there has been a change in the condition, trend, or a fact affecting the subject property and surrounding area. The third criteria is that the rezoning should comply with our comprehensive plan. The commission, as I indicated, recommended approval and did so for the following reasons. Number one, the city's comprehensive plan designates the property for business land uses, and so the rezoning would be consistent with that designation. Number two, the property was zoned B2 from 1968 to 2012, a period of 44 years, and the rezoning would return the property to that same zoning designation. Number three, there is B2 zone property to the north and east, and B1 zone property would continue to the south. And so the proposed zoning in the commission's opinion would be compatible with surrounding zoning districts. 4, the subject property has been used for business purposes in the past. It was the location of a landscape nursery at one time. 5, there is a need for additional B2 zone property in the community in order to accommodate smaller business operations. And finally, number 6, the property would continue to maintain a business zoning designation. And in the commission's opinion, these factors are evidence of a changing condition, trend, or fact. As there are no conditions then associated with rezoning, that would conclude the staff report.
Commissioner Obrick? Does the couple currently live on the property, or would they be purchasing the property to convert it to a business?
I believe that you current,
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
No concerns from neighbors?
we only received one telephone call.
Oh, it's right, I read that.
And that individual indicated that they had no objections to the request.
Would you see an increased amount of traffic going in and out of there, like for equipment, trucks, that kind of thing, or?
Well, I think at the present time, you're just the only employee of the business, and
Okay.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
I would think that if we haven't had any concerns expressed about his operation in a residential zoning district, and so I would think in this location, he would fit.
I think it's great.
Yeah, with that discussion, I'll make a motion to approve the petition of Chris and Laura Williams to rezone from B1 Limited Business District to B2 Service Business District. The property legally described as Lot 2 of Tract A and the north 50 feet of the balance of Tract A from outlots 476, 477, 451A, and 451B, and instruct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance for this purpose.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good, yeah. Thank you. Item number 3.3, simple lot division at 901 South Washington Street.
Okay, again, the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this particular request with 3 conditions at their meeting on September 30th. Legal description of the property is Lot 14, Block 115, south of Center Street. The zoning of the property is R2, which is a single and two-family residence district. This is a corner lot, and in the R2 zoning district, you are allowed to have 2 single-family dwellings. Our minimum requirements are that you have to have 4,000 square feet of lot area. The owner is proposing to subdivide the property in compliance with that requirement, and so the proposed legal descriptions would be for parcel A, it would be the front 85 feet of lot 14, and for parcel B, it would be lot 14 except the front 85 feet. Other than the PUC Electric Department, staff was not advised of any concern by other utility providers regarding this proposed split. The conditions would be as follows. The first would be that the lot division will be effective upon the filing of the resolution approving this request with the Brown County Recorder's Office. Secondly, that the property owner will provide a 5-foot wide utility easement along the south property line of parcel B. Parcel B is the rear parcel, and this would allow for utility services to be extended from the alley to the front parcel. And then the final condition is something that was discussed at the Planning Commission meeting, and that was to bring to the City Council's attention the potential need for a sidewalk in that area. and specifically on 9 South Street from South Washington Street to the alley cul-de-sac. As a matter of practice, sometimes when sidewalk requests have been made in the past, the council has forwarded those to the Safety Commission, I believe, for their recommendation. So that's an option that you would have as well with regards to this request. That would conclude the staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Schnoberg.
It was discussed at the planning commission, we're developing the neighborhood, maybe complete developing the neighborhood by adding the sidewalk, because you're gonna have a house behind another house, so the family doesn't have to walk on the street. It was also brought up in the planning commission that we didn't see it in the plan for off-street parking, that would be a requirement, and Dave says that's part of the requirement, that he has to provide one parking stall for that. We do not see that in our plan here, that's in front of us, but that's one of the requirements.
Right. Every parcel is required to have one off-street parking space, and so where the existing dwelling is, that parcel would need to comply with that requirement when they lose access to the alley.
Question for Dave is, okay, about this sidewalk, so you're gonna do the other side of the street too? I know how that goes when you do one side of the block and not the other.
Oh, yeah.
That's the council's decision.
The thoughts with the planning commission was to bring it up to the council, and then see if the council would like to bring it back to the safety commission, for the safety commission to come back with a recommendation. And it was just, part of developing it, one side's being developed for the rear half, the other side, they have the entire lot yet, so.
So that would be a work session discussion, I'm assuming.
Well, that would be, we could put it in our motion that, have this, the safety commission review it and bring back a recommendation at a later meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm guessing this probably isn't the only sidewalk that,
Well,
that there's an opportunity for.
Madam President, City Councilors, the Safety Commission in the past has reviewed the sidewalk listing, and at that time didn't feel like it was pertinent to order in any additional sidewalk improvements at that time. It was reviewed probably about a year ago from this time. It's my opinion there's other areas in town that are much more in need of sidewalk than dead-end cul-de-sac. But it's certainly something we can take to the commission and get their feelings on it. But last time I took the sidewalk listing to them, they weren't real in favor of ordering any additional improvements at that time.
Okay.
Well, Madam President, councilors, I realize this is mentioned in the staff report coming from the Planning Commission, but I don't know that that's really on the agenda for the council for this meeting.
No.
So it'd probably not be appropriate to include that in a motion dealing with this specific request.
it was just, like I say, at the planning commission, we're developing neighborhood. We had another development on South Minnesota Street that when they were putting up houses, it was asked that they would, when they're developing half the block to finish up the sidewalk and those points, or otherwise it never gets addressed, but.
Well, it makes sense, and it's something that we should talk about, but yes,
Yeah.
with Roger, I think that the approval is for this action, so.
I would note that the commission's recommendation to the city council, though, did include an item regarding the sidewalk issues. So I think, it is part of the report from the commission. That's something that the council should consider.
In my mind, I'm going to save that for another day. I'll offer a resolution and waive the reading approving the simple lot division of Lot 14, Block 115, south of Center Street.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
If I can just, with 2 conditions instead of 3.
With the conditions.
Is that
Hey, Dave.
Oh, yeah, with the 2 conditions.
With the 2 conditions. And then, Mr. Schoenberg, you were saying the off-street parking, having one spot, is that an additional proposed condition, or?
That's just
Normally, we've always handled that.
Handle
at the
that on your own,
staff
just so
level
that
when
so that the property owner is aware that that is. Okay,
we will notify the property owner of that fact.
perfect. Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Maybe just to add that the Safety Commission, if they look at that, that's being developed, and if they would, they address that and come back with a recommendation.
Yep.
We will add it to a future agenda.
Any additional discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, resolution, sorry. Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz? Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, motion carries. Item number 4.1, MnDOT Office of Aeronautics Grant Agreement.
Madam President, City Councilors, this is the state companion grant for the FAA grant that was approved at the last City Council meeting. This state companion grant is in the amount of $49,767.04, and that funds the remaining 70% of the unfunded portion of the alternate number one that was awarded at the last City Council meeting.
Thank you.
I remember that, so I'll go ahead and offer the resolution, waive the reading, approving the MnDOT Office of Aeronautics Grant Agreement 1048591, and authorize city manager and finance director to execute the agreement on behalf of the City of New Ulm.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka? Yes. President Becker?
Yes, motion carries. Under new business, we will be moving item number 5.3 to follow the closed session. We will reopen the session to go over item number 5.3, but we'll begin with item 5.1, Police Department donations.
I'll make the motion. Oh, is he?
Resolution.
Yeah, it's a resolution.
Hi.
President Betker, members of the council, I'm Dave Borker, Chief of Police for the City of New Ulm. In front of you, I have a request from the Police Department to have you consider accepting a monetary donation from Quick Trip in the amount of $1,000. They provided this generous donation at their grand opening, and they had asked that the funds be used for supporting National Night Out, which is offered every year, last Monday in July. We haven't had it for the last couple of years, but we intend on having it next year with pandemic and if safety concerns allow us to. Do you have any questions or concerns
I
regarding
think it's
that?
wonderful.
So,
I'll offer the resolution, waive the reading to accept a monetary donation from Quick Trip Incorporated, 1623 North Broadway, New Ulm, in the amount of $1,000 to be used towards the National Night Out celebration activities.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you. Item number 5.2, donation to the fire department.
I'll offer a resolution, waive the reading to accept a $1,000 donation from Quick Trip. Do they have any idea, any specified use at all, Paul? They do, we probably want to get it in the minutes.
President Betker, councilors, we have like an equipment fund that we've been putting donations into. Right now, we don't have anything in particular that we want to use it for, but it'll go into that fund.
Okay, we'll just leave it as is then.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Do we get a second on that?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, motion carries. Item number 6.1, report of claims paid.
Make a motion, accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $9,221,598.75.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, the meeting will move into a closed session for labor negotiation strategy. The New Ulm City Council will convene into a closed session in accordance with Minnesota Statute 13D.03 to discuss labor negotiation strategies for AFS CME number 1204, LELS number 150, and the compensation classification study.